All right, we are live on YouTube. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. Glad you could all join us here tonight on Coach Eli 2 Uncensored Live Streams, the future home of most, if not all, of my live streams once this channel gets monetized, probably within the next month or so. Hey, I'm over 1K subs. Thank you to everyone that subscribed to this channel and supported this channel. I greatly appreciate it. We just need to get the watch time, and then we're going to be good to go. And we're going to get the watch time legitimately. Let's just put it that way. Before I get to the monologue here and we get to this very special show here tonight, let me first of all make sure that the YouTube notification has gone out. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. And there it is. And let me check out the back end of YouTube and make sure that everything is rolling smoothly. And it absolutely is. All right, we're going to get right to it tonight because I'm here with my lady once again. We're here to set the record straight tonight. And then we're going to have a nice dinner afterwards. And then we're going to go to bed early. And we have a great day planned tomorrow. We'll share more about that as the show goes on. So let's just get right to it. Hey, Anna, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Great to see you here. I'm sure Coach Jairam will be joining in a bit and the rest of the usual culprits. And if not, you can easily make the replay. Also, we will not be having, there's Coach Jairam right there. Welcome to the show, Coach Jairam. Hey, thank you so much for your kind words and encouraging words behind the scenes today. Again, it's been a great pleasure and honor to get to talk with you lately on a more personable level, which is what I'm trying to say, and really get to know the real you. And at some point, Coach Jairam, I would love to interview you on this channel if you're cool with that, and get a little more, promotion for your channel, and then start doing some more things on your channel again. But thank you so much for being here. Also, again, tonight, folks, we are on a 1-minute stream delay in case something is said that we need to cut out. We're on a 1-minute stream delay. It's not that bad. It's still, minimal enough to the point of where we can actually engage the chat, in as close to near real time as possible. And if the show does go offline, once or twice or so during the show, if you see it go offline, just know we'll be back in a couple of minutes. We just had to cut it off before something goes out that we may say by mistake. Down the road, it won't matter, and we'll share more about that as the show goes on. I just want to say this before I bring my lady on. I'm really proud of this woman. I'm really proud of, what she's been able to do. And by coming out here on this platform and sharing her story, it's not an easy thing to do. And I will say, I respect her leaps and bounds over many other people that choose to, let's just say it the way it is. Other people choose to talk shit about people like my lady and myself. But here's the thing. You aren't sharing your real story. So, I cannot value anyone's, commentary or criticism or opinions, let's say, that hold their own story in. It's funny, the people that attack people like us that share our real life stories, to be transparent with people, they hold their truth in, right? Isn't it funny how that works? But yeah, Coach Hero says, always glad to help. So let's get right to it. Let's bring on my lady on the StreamYard and give her a big, huge round of applause. Welcome, babe. Welcome, babe. Welcome, babe.
Thank you.
You are quite welcome, babe. You sound really nice and sweet tonight.
Thank you for saying that.
You are quite welcome. How are you doing?
I am doing fine. It's been a rough day, but I'm doing fine.
Would you mind sharing with us why it's been a rough day? No problem.
Yes. I mean, obviously, it's all out there. The end of the show was not my finest moment. It's not how I want to be portrayed out there. Um, I handle my anxiety. I'm actually not handling it very well. And I by no means meant any disrespect to you. I wanted to get to the end of my part of the story so that you could perceive and explain how you did help me. And so I am sorry. I want to go publicly on here and say I am sorry for how that show ended. Um, I should never have said anything like that. And, tonight will be a much better night.
Wow. Babe, I appreciate you saying that. Tonight I just want us to have a real conversation. Obviously, hopefully, we won't get too sucked into it to the point of where we mention something that we shouldn't, and then I have to dump off to the delay to cut it out. Because that can happen when you have a natural conversation like we're going to be having here tonight. We may forget that we're actually live on the air, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. But what I do want to say, babe, is that I really appreciate you saying that. And, it's not that I was expecting an apology. I want people to really understand that I understand. I truly do understand, why my lady reacted the way she reacted. And I also reacted too. And maybe, I overreacted a bit. But I'll be honest with you folks and be honest with you, babe. Like this business, I love what I do. And part of the reason, actually a huge part of the reason, and I want to go public on this, a huge part of the reason why it's turned around over the last 8 months or so compared to the past is because of you. I want to give you that credit publicly, honestly. I think I kind of
Thank
said it during part of your first part of your interview or the second part. But if not, I want to come out and say it now. And we've been dating for 8 months. And, you know, you, when you were working the job you used to work, you know, you would listen throughout the days to my streams. And I remember that time when I decided I was going to take a couple of weeks off, which I really was. Many people were telling me not to do it. And you came to me and said, I don't know what I'm going to do now that your streams are, not happening. I look forward to them every day. And when I, when I, when we talked that night after I had put my channel, my main channel I hid that channel and I was going to take a few weeks off. It broke my heart to have to do that, not only to you, but everyone, right? I just didn't want to leave anyone high and dry, but especially more so you because, you are my lady. And I really saw, how much my content uplifted you. And I say this in a humble way, folks. I mean, babe, correct me if I'm wrong, but is that kind of what happened there? I don't want to speak for you, but I just want to, put that out there.
No, I agree. I agree exactly with what you're saying.
Okay. Wow. Your answers are very quick tonight. You can talk, babe. It's your show as much as mine. Do you have anything more you want to say about that or?
Not really. I want to thank everybody for all of their feedback and support and just it's another day. Let's carry on.
Okay. It's not easy coming out and doing a show like this, right, babe?
No, it's not
Yeah.
easy to open up yourself wide open to the world. and just be completely exposed like that.
You're absolutely right. And most people won't do it. And it's funny, babe. Isn't it funny how the people that, you know, attack you to try to get to me, but they're still attacking you, those are people that will never share their story. And those are the people that have a similar story, if not, even more of a story than you have. I'm not trying to take anything away from your story, but it's funny how much people project on, the internet. They'll talk smack about, you and me, yet they have more issues than the both of us combined, and they never share their story, right? You see how that goes now? Have you, been seeing a lot more of that on YouTube? And how do you feel about that?
Yes, I have seen it on YouTube, but honestly, I've seen it in the world just that we live in, that it doesn't matter what one person is going through. It just seems that humankind nowadays, they just want to one up that person and say, well, I see that you're going through this, but you know what? You know, your daughter may not be talking to you right now, but I had three miscarriages and was never able to conceive. Like, well, I'm sorry for your pain as well. We all have pain in our life, but we don't need to one up each other on that pain scale, you know? And people have a hard time just opening up their ears and listening instead of trying to put in their own thoughts of how to fix situations without really knowing. Just sometimes people just need to be heard, and that's all.
Right, right. And you know, it's how do I say this the right way? I did a stream last night after the incident happened on part two of your life story and incredible transformation journey. I think I said it, as best as possible. But now that, you're here, I want to give you the opportunity to share your thoughts, because I want people to know you are an important part of this business. You're an important part of my life. And you and I, we've talked about a future together, and we're going to have a future together. And part of our future being together is doing this, right? Um, but what a lot of people don't understand in this community that I've been involved with, and I am trying to expand my horizons to different communities. I am a business here, and you know we're not a drama channel, and and we are an actual business. And if we do certain things on my platform that are perceived to be uh, crazy things where people wouldn't trust us, out on the internet, on YouTube or any other social media platform, it could affect us, affect our credibility. It could affect us from, making money, selling the coaching packages, etc. And that's what I'm trying to put out there. And I think what happened, babe, and I'm not trying to speak for you, I want to get your feedback as well. I think when you came out on the YouTube platform a few weeks back, and I started to introduce you to the moderators behind the scenes, and you started to more so connect with the ladies. I mean, you connect with everyone, including the guys. Or what I'm trying to say, you connect with everyone, including the guys, but you really started to bond with the ladies, and it kind of felt like you had a brand new outlet to just be yourself and let some things out that you've been holding it. Does that make a whole lot of sense?
Absolutely.
You want to share
I
more?
I've had
Go ahead.
I've had
Go ahead. Sorry.
well, I had new people that I could talk to and who didn't know me and they were willing to listen and not judge right away, you know? And I believe that the people that are in our mod group, I believe that they don't judge me. At least I hope you guys don't. Um, but other than that, yeah, I felt really, really safe there. It was really good and therapeutic just to have another safe zone to talk to other people.
Right. Now, let me ask you this. Um, because of the fact that you now are part of the Coach Eli moderator group, and you're a moderator as well. Obviously, you're my lady. You're going to be a moderator. You're going to have some other duties soon too that are going to be more prominent. We'll just put it that way for now. Um, you know, do you feel that the fact that you now have connected with this group of people and you consider them your outlet, do you feel that came into play while we were doing these, live streams, especially the ones regarding your life story? Do you feel that it was more of an emotional reaction um, based on the fact that this was more so looked at by you as an outlet instead of a business, and it was hard to decipher the difference? Like, can you explain that, babe, in your own words, in your own thoughts?
Absolutely, yes. I do. I think you kind of did nail it there, babe. I will give you that. I did get caught up in the action. Um, and honestly, yeah, I was just caught up in it. I felt support from, the girls and the guys, and I just was raring to go, and I just literally forgot, you know, like right now we're just having a conversation and I was feeling that way. We would start getting off subject, and then that's why I was trying to interrupt you and be like, all right, let's get back to that. We already talked about that one subject. Let's move on. And I know that sounds like I'm being dominant and rude to you, but um, guys, it's just kind of the way I talk sometimes. It's like I might sound a little pushy, but that's maybe the mom in me. I get that mom voice, like, come on, let's move. I don't have time for this. And then that's, my frustration just peaks up after that when, the kids aren't listening. So I think, yeah, I think I did get a little ahead of myself, um, and totally lost aspect of the business. So I do again apologize for that. And like, I mean, everybody has to make mistakes in order to learn a lesson in life, and this is my lesson, and that's how I'm going to take it. Just move forward.
Yeah.
Oh, oh, J Rom, you're
What
silly.
about what about you, Aram? Are you looking at
Oh, his
the chat
I
on the
judge a
TV, babe?
little. Yeah, he says I judge a little. JK. LOL, you're funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody,
Yeah.
everybody has a little bit of judgment in them, but I
Sure.
I hear what you're saying, J Rom.
Yeah, and you know what, babe? That's the difficult um, aspect to face because um, I believe I've said this before during a stream at some point. I don't think I've said it recently, but I'll put it out here again right now. And I shared this with you and the mod group behind the scenes. When I first came out on YouTube, okay, and started my coaching business over 5 years ago on my former channel that no longer exists, um, I will be honest, I was still hurting over um, the woman that cheated on me. And I thought we were going to get married and have a family. And, I was 40, she was, 34 and she hadn't had any kids and she's still young enough to have kids. And, that was my last shot right there, pretty much to have kids. And I'm not upset that I can't have kids or won't have kids, no big deal. But it took a toll on me to the point of where that's what fueled my fire to start the coaching business on top of all the other, life experiences I had personally and professionally. And when I came onto the platform initially and I got caught up with a lot of guys that were going through things with women in a similar way, I got caught up. I I used it as an outlet. I was using YouTube as an outlet, and I was going back and forth with guys, and we were all attacking each other. It was just the most surreal thing I've ever seen. I've never seen a time in history where men were attacking other men over their opinions about women and marriage and relationships. And I'm like, wow, this is unlike anything I've ever seen. So I went through that. So now, 5 years later, you know, I can see when people first come on YouTube and using it as an outlet in the same ways as I did when I first came out here. And so when you're running a business and you're collaborating with people that are using YouTube as an outlet or are, running their YouTube channels more as a hobby than a business, um, unless you set your boundaries as the business owner, people are not going to understand it, and it's going to hold you back from, reaching, a broader audience to make your business sustainable. Does that make sense there? Like, does my comparison make sense?
Yes, it makes complete sense. I
Okay.
wasn't, I didn't, I needed to hear your perspective and hear it, and when we spoke today and, last night, I was able to listen to it with, a different perspective and hear it. Now, now I know. And, you know, I know you're gonna not like this, but you're the boss, baby. You go, you take it, and um, it's your business. I'm here as your partner, but yeah, the floor is yours, and I'm here for the ride.
I appreciate that, babe. I appreciate the respect, but I have the same mutual respect for you in return. I personally, um, cannot be with a woman. No, we're together. Don't get me wrong, but I personally could not be with a woman that was so subservient to me. I would get so bored. I'm like, I want to be with a woman that has a fucking spine, but is also a woman that can be feminine, at least most of the time. And you know what I'm saying, right? So I like a little
Hmm.
dominance in my woman, which you certainly have that. That we're not gonna deny that, right? But
Yep.
here's the thing. Like, I want an equal, and I understand from a respect standpoint, if a woman perceives a man to be weaker than her, she gets turned off. Like honestly, I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but if you perceive me to be weak to the point of where, and I'm not saying you're weak, I'm just saying this for example purposes. If you perceive me to be weaker than you, would you respect me? Would you want to be with me? Would you trust the decisions I make for the relationship?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
I would feel the need. I would absolutely feel the need to control everything because I wouldn't be trusting you.
And see, in some past relationships, you had to do that because you were with men that were weaker emotionally, than you, and mentally weaker, right? And
Yes,
so, and so it forced you out of your natural essence of being feminine and forced you into your masculine. And listen, no matter what any woman says, yeah, women are strong and empowered nowadays, but women cannot stand being in their masculine. Women are the happiest when they can be feminine and a little bit more on the submissive side. But they need to have a good, strong man in their life that's trustworthy, and they can trust his masculine core. So, but what I'm trying to say here, babe, is this: that look, the partner I want in life, which is you, whoever it may have been, it just happens to be you, right? And I want it to be you. Um, I want us to do things together. I want us to run the business together. Now, I'm going to say something you told me earlier. This is like a joke, baby. I'm going to say what we were talking about in the car. This is how much respect I have for you. So, can I say that story? About how I will be paying you, or how you would want me to pay you. Is that
oh
cool?
yeah, go
Let me.
ahead.
Let,
Yeah,
okay.
go ahead with that.
So my lady, was saying. It's your business, baby. You just pay me an allowance in what you think I'm worth. And I'm like, I ain't paying you no fucking allowance. I'll give you half of everything because we're going to be married anyways, right? So, but despite that, I'm like, when you call it an allowance, babe, it sounds like I'm paying a prostitute to sleep with her. And I don't want to look at you in that way. You're my life partner. You're my soulmate. You know, uh, you're my business partner and my best friend and my lover and all that, right? You know,
Yeah.
and I appreciate the fact that you were being so respectful, but I was like, what the word allowance sounds like? It sounds like what a sugar daddy would be paying the woman, right? That he's having a sugar daddy relationship with, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yes.
Go ahead. What do you want to say about that? It sounds like you want
Oh,
to
oh no,
respond
no,
to
no.
that.
No, I'm so sorry for the interruption. I was just agreeing with you.
Oh, you can interrupt me anytime. I'm cool with it, baby. Like I'm so relaxed tonight, and this is such a natural conversation, and I'm really enjoying this. I'm just saying that. Look, it doesn't make me any less of a man to respect my woman at the level I respect her, and I want to look at her as a whole lot more than just a sidekick or you know um, a subservient type of person. I truly want my equal. And granted, I understand that you know men and women are biologically different, right? But when it comes to an equal rights standpoint, when it comes to fairness in the workplace and all of that, uh, I want it to be completely equal. So I want it to be equal, but with the understanding that men and women are also biologically different. And I think that's the best way to put it. Does that make a lot of sense to you, baby? Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, absolutely, babe.
Wow. Very,
Yeah.
very simple. Go ahead, baby, because I want to make sure that you're completely finished with your thought before I chime back in.
Oh no, I'm done. You go right ahead, baby.
Let me read the chat here. It's not easy doing these shows, folks. It's not easy doing these shows, um, but we're just doing it. We're making it happen, and we're being real with you folks. Coach J. Rom said earlier in the chat, um, where was that part that he put that? Coach J. Rom says, I found it to be relieving to get it out and off one's chest, but it is hard to face the court of public opinion. Yeah, what are your thoughts about that, babe?
Oh, yes, no, that's right on there. Um, it does feel good to get it all out and not have to worry about anybody finding anything out, and all that crap. So that that's out. What I was forgetting that night or last night was, you know, I was getting very emotionally passionate, and yes, I was rushing it because, and I'm sorry to kind of go backwards a little bit here, but I was rushing it because I knew probably nobody was going to jump on because we had gone so late, but I did want to give anybody an opportunity to ask questions, and we just kept going and going and going. And I just didn't know if maybe we should stop and then open it up. And I just didn't know how to communicate that to you. And, we got some really good advice today, I would say, from some of our mods on communication while we're doing these live streams. Um, although the one thing we didn't do, baby, was come up with that like safe word or something, you know, sweetheart.
Shoot, I accidentally muted my microphone. You're talking about the safe word, kind of like what J-Ron was talking about behind the scenes with
Exactly.
with
Like
Anna.
if
Yeah.
there's a need for a break, like a potty break or something, or if we get onto a subject that I just really don't want to talk about tonight, and we'll talk about it some other time.
Um, my thoughts about that, babe, if I could chime in here. My thoughts
Absolutely.
about that is, why would we need a safe word if we can just say, hey, babe, not really in the mood to talk about that. Sorry, I'm not really in the mood to talk about that. Let's try that again.
But
Babe, I'm not really in the mood to talk about that tonight. There we go. Can't get the words out of my mouth. How about we plan a future show in the next few days and give it some more justice? Because see, here's the thing. When you go live, as long as you're dealing with cool and reasonable people, you can always talk things out in a respectful and reasonable way, even when you're live on the air. And it doesn't make you look bad, if you come out and just say, hey, sounds like a good idea. Would love to share my thoughts, but that's going to take a while. And why don't we do that on a separate show? No problem with that. Not a problem
all
at
right.
all. Um, I honestly think, what happened last night, um, you were really, really feeling, um, you were really feeling empowered, which is great. And I'm really, really happy for that, right? You were feeling, in my opinion, over the last few days since you've been on, the channel, we also did that coming out stream, coming out party several days before, right? When you were at your place. And then, we did part one of your interview from your place, then part two from my place. You've been here for the last few days. And I think what's been happening is that you've been really feeling empowered, and it's exciting. Isn't it exciting? As scary as it is, isn't it exciting to come out here and share your truth with the world and become a part of something that's fulfilling? Do you understand what I'm trying to say there?
Absolutely. Yeah,
Can you
it
share your
is.
thoughts about that?
It's scary in the sense that like you don't know who's out there watching you.
Yeah,
You who's watching what you're putting out there, and you don't know if
right.
you're helping anybody, you don't know if you're hurting anybody with what you're saying, you know? And it is scary. Um it can be very, very overwhelming. And especially when you're going through your story, and it's a very, emotional story for me to have to put this out to strangers. And I did struggle, baby. I struggled with even releasing, and haven't released everything. I don't feel comfortable talking about a lot of stuff from my
That's
past
okay.
stuff.
That's
And
okay.
yeah, I know you and I have discussed that in, private, and we decided that that was stuff that just didn't need to get out there. So I appreciate that. And, but yeah, it was emotional, and it was uplifting and scary. And it really gave me all of the feels like at one time. Does that
Okay.
make sense?
It absolutely does make sense. It makes sense, and I think that's why you. This is in my opinion. I think that's why you reacted the way you did. I think you were just trying to more so focus on pleasing, um, a certain group of people within our moderator group behind the scenes. You're trying to make everyone happy, or make the small group happy. And I think what ended up happening, because you got caught up in it and you're still new to it, you lost focus of the business aspect of, where we're more so presenting this message to. We're putting this message out not only to our moderators and our collaborators, but this is a global message. We're trying to reach as many people as possible globally, and help as many people as possible globally, right? When we started to talk about that afterwards, did that, and and here's the thing. We have talked about this in the past, but I think what also happens, babe, maybe you can share your thoughts on this. I think what happens is, no matter how, well versed or prepped we are before we come out on YouTube, you almost always have to go through something like you experienced last night to learn from it and to become better, and for it to either not happen as often in the future or eventually not happen at all, because then you become a veteran like myself, right? Does that make sense, baby? Let me turn it back to you.
Yes, like I was saying earlier, in life, people are going to make mistakes, and that is how we learn and move forward. If we didn't make mistakes, then we would be standing still constantly and not moving forward in the world, you know? So we've got to learn and just keep our minds open, and just remember that, you know, right now it's just not right now about me. It's about everything. And I did lose focus. And yes, I will address the whole wanting to have the mods on there. Yes, I thought it would be exciting to get them on the panel and actually talking to them that way.
Right.
And as it got later and later, I got more anxious about that, because that was really the fun, like going to be the fun part, the dessert of the whole thing for me.
Yeah.
And so it's just one of those things. But I'm fine. And we will do a panel with these people at another time. you know we'll see how things
Yeah.
go, and we'll just make it work.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Absolutely. Let's do this, babe. I want to read a few comments here that the haters have, or people have put out regarding the past few streams we've done. And then what I think we should do is take a quick break, because I want to talk to you about a few things off the air regarding where we should go during the second half. Then come back and do another 45 minutes and wrap this up by about 8:30 Pacific. That would be great, wouldn't it? Still give
That
us some.
sounds fantastic.
What's that?
Fantastic. That sounds absolutely fantastic.
Wow. Baby, thank you so much for that. Baby, it's funny. You're sounding so nice. It's almost like robotic, baby, but I know you're being real. I know you're being real, baby. But baby, you are being real, right? You're not being robotic, right? I'm just joking, okay?
No, I'm not
Joking.
being robotic. Don't be silly.
Um, well, that's part of my charm, baby. I'm a silly dude. Anyway,
You are
so
silly, that's for sure.
yeah. Life's too short to take everything seriously. I only take the things seriously that need to be taken seriously. But anyway, literally about 5 minutes ago, I get this message here. No, J-Rom, no, no. Here's the thing, J-Rom. I got your message behind the scenes. Apparently, you're getting some misinformation, and that's all. We're gonna leave it at that. Baby, I will talk with you about this privately. Um, we'll talk about it privately.
Okay. No
So
worries.
I got this message, this comment from a troll, Nadar the Mad Hatter, and he says, "Dear lady, Eli has no business talking about your family. He is bad." Well, baby, we decided to talk about it. You wanted to talk about it. Like, baby, did I violate some type of moral code?
I would not say that you did last night when we were talking together, but there were times in the beginning of the when we were dating, and you would share things that I just wasn't really comfortable with you talking about, but I let it go. Um, and I did tell you, I just really don't want you, to just get this like one-sided impression of these people. I want, sometimes people just need to bitch about their family. And,
Right,
I don't want you to just think that they're one way. I want you to actually meet them and make your own assumption and assessment from the situation, and listen to them. And because they're not a robot. They are a person, they have a brain. And maybe it's me. Maybe I'm mistaking what they're putting out there, you know? And so when you were saying things about certain people in the family, um, it really it bothered me. I did correct you on a few things. I even did it while you were walking. I would text you and tell you, nope, that's not true. You take that back, you know? And you corrected yourself. But yeah, just on that note, in the beginning it was I was okay with it, but yes, no. We talked for hours and hours about this, and you were given complete and full permission to talk about this, whatever we discussed in the, our conversation before that,
Yeah. Yeah. No, I appreciate you saying that. Yes, during the beginning of our relationship, I was sharing some things, but once you made me aware, I respected your wishes. I really want to make it clear to everyone out there that I do respect everyone's privacy. And here's the thing, okay? Even when I'm sharing stories, I leave the identifiable information out. You can share a story as an example purpose and not identify anyone. But I understand that, in this case, yes, my lady's family, this and that, blah, blah, blah. You're not putting out their information, but yes, it can affect her emotions and stuff like that. And I didn't want to do that. And the moment that she made me aware of that is the moment where I only talked about things that she was okay with me talking about. And babe, what happened after you made me aware that you didn't want me to mention, their family or certain things about them? I would always, we would talk before my shows, and I would ask you. I'd say, "What are you okay with going out or not?" Did I not say that? I mean, I want to make it clear to the court of public opinion.
Yeah, baby. No, like I said before, we did talk about it, and when I made you aware that it was things bothered me, we talked about it and we squashed it. You didn't continue it. We always spoke about the content. If anything was going to have to do with my family, you always prepped me to let me know. And so, yeah, no, it's been fine ever since then. But on that same note, the reason it bothers me is because you're putting out this information out there to the world before they even get to know who I am or make, you know, any judgments or assumptions or even not assumptions, assessments of me as a person. This is all just based on you and what you think. And you know what? Even though you wanted to at times portray me as a good mom, the way you're talking about how my children are acting really doesn't portray me, doesn't really make me look good. And so at first I was like, babe, this really doesn't reflect well on me. And I really wish we could stop talking about this. And because it looks like I raised a couple of spoiled brats. And which,
Well,
yeah, I did, but they are mine. And that's, I love them. And I own that. I did that. I created those monsters. Um, and I say that with love.
you
Uh,
do, you do.
yeah, they are my little monsters. But it's I don't even know where I was going with this. I just had a total squirrel moment. Gertrude lost her mind and went squirreling.
Yeah, babe, do you mind if I jump in here and share my thoughts about
Yeah,
what you
yeah.
just
'Cause
mentioned?
my thought just went
Because,
away.
okay, okay, yeah, J Rom is sending me something behind the scenes. Uh, oh, sorry, I couldn't help it. myself. Just kidding, bro. I know, Coach J. Ram. It's all good, man. It's all good, babe. Here's the thing. Your daughter is 27 years old. Your son is 24 or almost 24. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
He's
So
23. He'll be 24 later this year.
okay. So let's just say 24 just to round up, make it easier. So your daughter
Okay.
is 27 years old, and your son is going to be 24, right? They're
Yes.
they're grown ass adults, and you did everything possible that you could do when they were younger to raise them. And I'm not trying to justify anything here. I'm just saying when I was speaking about this, it wasn't to give up the perception that you were ever a bad mother. I can understand how you might misperceive it or the audience might, but it was basically to share, how much love, unconditional love, a mother has for her kids. And the fact that, what's been happening is, they've been kind of, I guess, shutting you out. It hurts. That doesn't make you a bad mother at all. And I just wanted to clarify that I think you're an amazing person. And I see how nurturing you've been with myself. And I've seen how nurturing you've even been to these people on the internet that I love them. Don't get me wrong, but you don't know, you barely know these people like, Gemma and Raven and Anna. And you've been so nurturing with these people that you barely know. I just wanted to speak on your reputation. And Anna, you let me know in the chat. You've spoken with my woman and you know how she is. In essence, I'm just trying to say that, hey, you're a good person and you've been dealt some cards in life that have just been unfortunate, right? That's all I'm saying. But my apologies to you, babe, if any content I put out in the past, made you or your family feel uncomfortable. Your mother, when we met her, definitely gave me a piece of her mind, and I understand. But I took it like a champ, huh, babe? I survived. The
That
mama
was
test.
quite that firing squad she brought towards you.
I mean that. I tell you, I really honestly hope that we go the distance, babe, because I never want to deal with a mama meeting again of a woman I'm dating. After that, that was, oh, man. Oh, I see where you get the strength from, baby.
Yep. Apple
Is it
doesn't fall far from the tree.
right? Or another way to say it is like mother, like daughter, right?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Let me read a few more comments here um, from earlier. And it was ironic, there was someone that commented, I didn't know they weren't blocked on Coach Eli 2 Uncensored live streams, which is where we're at here today, but I'm not going to mention it. Those of you that know, people I've been involved with that have been coming at me out here, you know who I'm talking about. This dude put out a message, but, he got banned and removed. But I have a screenshot of the other messages here, and um, let me just read those here. Someone puts out there, just to inform you, California is an at-will state, meaning you need absolutely no write-ups or warnings to be fired. You can be fired for any reason at any time. Great advice, Coach. And that was kind of like a snarky remark there. That is
Yes.
true. It is true that California is an at-will state, and they can fire you for any reason at any time. But that doesn't mean they're allowed to discriminate or create a hostile work environment. That is against the law. And even if, this is the part that we didn't put out last night, I'll say it very briefly and we'll move on. Even if you get terminated for whatever reason, which in the case of my lady, there was no reason given to this day, right? If you've been discriminated based on your gender, your age, your race, national origin, sexual orientation, if you've been in a part of a hostile work environment like she's been in, you have the right to legally fight that. And that's as far as we're going to go on that. I will just mention this publicly here tonight because it's something we left out. I have been working diligently with my lady over the last several weeks, and we have gathered evidence, baby. I mean, we've got so much. We're not going to say what we got when this is all said and done. I'm sure we'll talk about it at that point. But how hard did when that happened? How did you and I handle that? And just so people know what I'm capable of doing, what did I do in that situation to help you with that?
Baby, you spent an enormous amount of time helping me in just do some basic research on my rights. And you were really just a really good support system for me at first. I obviously was emotional. I was blindsided. I didn't know what I was going to do. And you picked me up, and I needed that. And you brushed off the dirt for me, and you said, "Let's do this, girl. And we're going to get you what you need." And we just got the paperwork going, and that's where we're at. And I know I could have done it without you, but I wouldn't have known all of the areas to look into, and I definitely wouldn't have pushed it as far as what we're going to push it.
Well, here's the thing also, baby, that, you were told by human resources to gather up a timeline, and you were here. We were using Microsoft Word. We typed out a very professional timeline of all the events, right? And then we converted it to PDF. I have the full version of Adobe PDF. We also went through your job requirements and highlighted in a PDF form the part of your job you were never allowed to do that you tried to get your boss to teach you how to do. Like there, I'm only mentioning this, baby. I'm not trying to show off or steal the spotlight. I want people to know what you and I are capable of doing to truly help people. There are people that are going to criticize this and say stupid shit like, "Oh, you got your lady fired and this and that." No, no, no. There's a lot more to the story, and the story is nowhere nearly done yet. It is still in progress, and that's why I wanted to put it out there, baby, to bring more value to what we can offer people that are in a similar situation. Does that resonate with you, or what are your thoughts before we move forward here?
Yeah, no, that's fine. I agree with everything there. Um, no, I want to say you did take a lot of your time. You spent a lot of time with me on the phone when I was here, going over things, converting things to the PDF, doing all of that hard work, and it was very helpful. And it's going to pan out. And you
Abs-
helped me with the application for the other place, and fingers crossed we're going to get our phone call this week, and we'll get going. um so can I just say right now that really quick, what what time are we at? We're
Well,
at 8 o'clock.
it's 8 o'clock. Why don't we do this? You want to take a quick break right now, 8 or 9 minute break,
Yeah.
and then we'll come back for another 45 minutes and wrap it up at 8:45, and then we will be done before 9. That was the hard stop time we had. Does that sound good?
Yeah, sounds great.
All right. All right. So I'm gonna put you backstage, and I
All
will
right.
come get you in a second. So don't leave the room yet because there is a delay, and I have to make sure that I'm muted here. Um, oh, yeah, J-Rom, I will explain to you um, what's going on. Listen, J-Rom, I'll just put it to you this way in a cryptic way, which maybe other people will figure it out. Some people that have absolutely no content are going to just spin their own narrative and take things way out of context. And it's just really, really, really stupid and pathetic. But it's all good. All right, so I'm going to put my lady backstage. She's backstage. Let me cue up some royalty-free YouTube music here. Let me see if I can just play some songs that I haven't played in a while. Let me see here. Let me see. Okay, just need a couple more here. Just a second here. And one more. One more. All right, music is all queued up. We're going to step away for about an 8 or 9 minute break, and when we get back, which is what I'm trying to say, we're going to wrap things up. So get your questions, comments, and concerns in the chat, and we'll see you on the flip side. Stick around, round. We'll be right back. We're back. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Yeah. Let's rock this. I feel real good tonight, folks. What a difference a day makes, right? Hey, sometimes you go through things, you talk it out, and you move on, and you let bygones be bygones, right? Woo! Yeah. Yes. All right. Welcome back to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, live here on YouTube, live on Coach Eli to the Deuce, Coach Eli 2 Uncensored live streams, the home of most, if not all, of my future live streams. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the show, this channel just hit over 1,000 subscribers. Thank you to each and every one of you for making that possible. All we need is the watch time now, which we should be getting over the next month or so, and then this channel will be monetized. And once this does get monetized, my Walking with Purpose live streams will move over to Coach Eli 2 as well. And the main channel, Coach Eli, Elias Melas, will focus more on some serious natured, pre-recorded content, shorter bite-sized content. I'm also going to be focusing more on some members-only content there, and also going to be focusing on more YouTube shorts, videos of a minute or less, right? That you can digest rather quickly in this crazy modern world we live in, where everyone's attention span is less than a goldfish. Huh. All right, tonight I've been running a show with my lady, titled My Lady and I Go Live to Set the Record Straight. One more time, My Lady and I Go Live to Set the Record Straight. I think we did that during the first part of the show. And then in parentheses, in the title, it says, The Future of My Content. And I just mentioned that pretty much right now. I'm going to be bringing my lady back here in a second, and I'm going to ask her thoughts about the future of my content and our content, since she's going to be working very closely with me. And here's what we're going to do to the moderators in the chat. Per my lady's request, and I also love this idea as well, my lady would love to bring some of you on the panel for a good half hour to share your thoughts and to get the feel of being on a panel with her. So if you're interested, if you're a moderator here in the chat and you're interested in popping on, let me know. And the first person that says they're interested, I will share the StreamYard link in the Coach Eli private moderator group chat, and we'll bring you on and we'll chit chat, and you can share your thoughts, and we can just make it a big party to end this great show here tonight. All right. So let's go ahead and bring my lady back on. Babe, are you there? Welcome back.
I am here, my love. I am here.
Oh, thank you, my love. All right. Let me ask you this while I wait to hear back from the moderators in the chat if they want to, come on to the StreamYard for a few to chit-chat with us, especially yourself, because this show's more about you. I'm just the host, baby. I'm just the host, right? Ooh, my screen was jittery for a second. Okay, it's back to normal now. Back to normal. Baby, what are your thoughts about the future content of my channels out here, on YouTube? What type of content would you like to see and participate more on? What would you like to see more of that would just bring you personally more value?
I love the walkings that you do, and where you're just talking. I don't, and this is my, naivety here. I don't know if you're able to bring people on and on a panel while you're walking, and engage with them that way. That would be really fun to listen to. as you're walking through and how you're stopping and showing like the ducks or the geese or the rabbits or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes we can get off on other subjects. We don't have to just talk about relationships. We can talk about what's going on. I know we have to be very careful with YouTube and how we put things out and what content we talk about, but there are a lot of things going on in the world that people are not discussing. And I would just like to broaden our what we share.
Yeah. No, that makes a lot of sense there. I believe I can run a StreamYard from the iPhone. I know other people have done it before. We need to test it out. Obviously, unlisted or private from my phone. I think that would be really awesome to get some people to engage with while on these Walking with Purpose streams. And who knows? I may try that out sometime this week. I may wait until Coach Eli 2 gets monetized and we premiere that type of experience once this channel gets monetized. But I think that's a great topic to discuss tonight over dinner, babe. Babe, I'm asking you out to dinner. I'm asking you out on a date, baby. What do you say?
Oh, that would be wonderful.
Babe. You've been
Can we
watching
go
a
have
lot of Coach
lobster,
Corey.
baby? Can we go
What's
have
that,
lobster? Can we go have lobster?
baby? I've already spent enough money today. Baby, if you want
I know
fucking
you have.
lobster, baby, if you want some damn lobster,
I'll be lucky to get a fish fillet
you
from
earned
McDonald's right now.
a filet o fish. Filet o fish. Hey, baby, even the price of a filet of fish has gone up to like $3 or $4. I remember when they were like $1 or $1.50. Now they're like what, $4, $5 for a filet of fish? I mean, I
I
can't
have no
believe.
idea.
Yeah, I can't believe how prices have gone up everywhere, even at McDonald's and the fast food joints. I mean, you go through there and you get like McDonald's for two, and it's like $30 or $40. I'm like, God, man, $30 or $40 at McDonald's. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Um, but anyway, I'm waiting to hear from the chat to see if anyone wants to pop on. Does anyone want to pop on very briefly and chit chat with my lady? Let me know in the chat, and I will share the link in the Coach Eli private group page. RJ Sandifer's in the house. Hello, RJ. How you doing, brother? I'll touch base with you early next week, and maybe RJ, you and I can independently do something. I know RJ is currently taking a break from his channel. RJ Sandifer is a blind and autistic YouTuber with Asperger's. Known him for about 4 years now. So welcome to the show. Anna Rom says, I wish I could come up, but unfortunately I can't right now. You must be busy doing something else that you don't want to mention. That's okay. Coach J-Rom says, crab is better and less expensive. Good point there, Coach J-Rom. Anna says, LOL, at least he's honest. Yeah, of course, of course. Honesty's the best policy, right, baby?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, Coach J-Rom says, Wendy's Alaskan cod sandwich is really good. Yeah, baby, let me ask you this because I'm going to try to get the link to the chat. I'm going to get another web page here trying to get the StreamYard link to the chat here. But I'd like to take this part of the show and give you a chance to just let this part out. I think it's really important to share this because, I was on a live stream panel with Coach J-Rom and his lady Anna on Coach J-Rom's channel the other day. And we were supposed to only be on for an hour, but even Coach J-Rom said behind the scenes, well, it went 2 hours. You never know how these things are going to go, right? But, it was an opportunity to just get some final thoughts out, regarding some drama. And we're not big on drama here or anything, but I think it'd be a good thing for you to share your thoughts regarding what you've seen about some of the things people have done and how you're handling it and how other people should handle it. Like, isn't this some of the craziest shit that you've ever seen from grown-ass adults? Go ahead.
if you want to call them that, and I'll leave it at that. I'm going to be very nice tonight. But yes, no, this is a circus. Like Queen says, it's an absolute circus. And I can't even believe half of the things that these people waste their time on. You know, just the hours that they spend um just trying to destroy other people's lives.
Hmm.
And that's it's not only childish and pathetic, it's just, it's so wrong. And there's something wrong with these people internally in their head, I believe, because there's no reason to hurt anybody else in the world, you know, in any kind of form, whether
Right.
it's verbal, um, or physical or anything like that. It's really not necessary. People can have their opinions and we can discuss them, and that's fine. Um, that's why they're called opinions, you know?
Right.
It's fine. We can all have our opinions and discuss them, but we don't, and still walk away like adults. That's what adults do. Um, what these people are doing, they're being the little bullies on the playground, and they're just constantly running around trying to steal everybody's, lunch money, kicking all the girls, in the playground, and, giving all those, they call those, the wedgies, to all of the nerdy
Wedgies.
boys, Yeah, the wedgies.
Yeah.
So it's like they're just being bullies for no reason, because they have no self-love. They have no they have no purpose for living, really, other than this.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, where do you think their behavior stems from? I'm just kind of curious to get your opinions regarding this because, when you first got involved with my YouTube channel, when we first started seeing each other and you started to notice this stuff, you were like, what is going on here? What is happening here? Right? Like, what were you thinking initially when you first encountered this? And what's your thought about it today? And where do you think this stems from within people that do these types of things? And these are grown ass adults doing this.
I mean, yeah, they're grown. They're like, I mean, not the mid 30s, but you know, these other people are in their 50s, and it's like, my God, really? How have you survived on this planet this long without getting hit by a bus or something, because you're really that just ignorant, you
Hmm.
know? And I'm just tired of people just being mean for no reason. If you want to speak and say hurtful things about me, hurtful things about Eli, that's great, because all you're doing really is looking in the mirror and speaking to yourself. So at the end of the day, you know, if that makes you sleep better by, projecting out to me or Eli or anybody else, then, do you, because I'm not losing sleep over it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely, babe. And it makes me proud that you can see this and not let it get to you and rise above it. Like, what do you suggest to other people out here on YouTube that are being trolled, harassed, hated upon? What is your suggestion to them? And you know, um, we can help them if they reach out to us. We can help coach them through this. And I'm willing to help people, anyone on YouTube that is going through this. If you're a YouTuber getting trolled and harassed by people, I'm willing to collaborate with you and help you through this for free. If you just reach out to me, Coach Eli at coacheliasmelas.com, we can connect and talk about it behind the scenes and share with you what we've been through and how we've all risen above it. Like, what are your thoughts about that, babe?
I'm sorry, another squirrel moment. Can you say that again?
So, there are a lot of people out here on this platform that are dealing with the same situation. A lot of other YouTubers all over YouTube are getting trolled, harassed, hated upon, just dealing with crazy stuff. And there have been a lot of YouTubers that have shut down their channels because of this and have given up on, their dream of being a successful YouTuber or content creator. And, we can actually help them over here if they just reach out to us because we have the experience. What are your thoughts about that in that aspect right there?
I think
Just
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I think the first thing is just basically don't engage. Unless, I mean, obviously, if they're coming to your home and like literally attacking you physically, like or your family, then obviously you have to get authorities involved. But if they're just sitting in a lonely little closet somewhere on their laptop in their boxers, then, just ignore it and walk away. You you just you really have to, because these people are not worth their what they're saying. Like, it's not worth it. If you surround yourself with positive people and positive feedback, I mean, even if the people around you are positive but they give you a little bit of tough love, that's okay. It's just the negativity that's not okay. So if there's going to be negativity and you're going to throw insults and be like this, and if somebody's coming at you, walk away, delete, block, whatever you have to do. And if they still keep coming back, just keep walking away. Rise above, be the better person.
right. I could not have said it any better myself, baby. Could not have said it any better myself. Coach J Rom just messaged behind the scenes, and he wants to pop on the StreamYard. And I thought I heard him go boom. I thought I heard a boom, but I don't see him backstage. So pop on in, Coach J Rom, and we'll bring you on for a little bit. It's always very interesting to hear his perspective, right, babe?
Oh, definitely. He's very opinionated.
Oh, that's for damn sure. I'm sure you have some thoughts to share with him. Are you there?
Yes. Oh, yes. I'm sorry.
Are you getting distracted by the chat, baby?
Oh, yeah. I was just looking up there for a minute, but I thought you were waiting to bring J Rom on.
Yeah, he has not popped in on the StreamYard yet. I'm gonna give him a few.
Oh,
So
sorry. I thought I misheard you. I thought I heard you say you heard the beep.
yeah, let me go ahead and oh, I hear the boop. He's here. Let me bring him on and let's do that. Coach J Ron, welcome to the show. Big round of applause. We gotta welcome you, Coach Eli style. Jump right in.
All right. How we doing?
Hi, good. How you doing, brother? Welcome to the show.
A little tired. It's been a pretty long day today. About 700 miles into my day, but I'm doing well otherwise.
Yeah, Coach J Ron, real quick, between you and I, the obsession is real, isn't it, brother? It's just
beyond.
God,
It's beyond real, bro. It is crazy. The links that stuff goes to. It's beyond real.
yeah, and we're going to talk more about that behind the scenes. But yeah, anyway, what are your thoughts about this show? What happened, last night? I know you shared a lot of stuff behind the scenes. If you want to put it publicly, no problem. I'm sure my lady would love to have a chat with you.
Are
No comment.
you sure about that?
No comment.
Oh yeah,
Exactly. No, I think last night's show while it did go into a tyrant of shit show, or at least the epitome of shit show, towards the end, I think it was a very stressful thing for the both of you. One, you're a very solo artist for quite a long time now. So having a co-host or someone else up here for you isn't a common occurrence. So it's stressful running a panel. It really kind of is. I've run many a panel shows on my own channel. I've been on many panel shows. It is a very stressful thing, especially if there's like I was telling you behind the scenes, there's a bit of an audio delay between what I say and what you hear, and between what you say and what I hear. So I have noticed that. I don't know if it's because you run it through OBS or something. Maybe, I'm not sure. But or maybe because you've got fiber and I'm just on a cell phone. I don't know. So that can be kind of frustrating. And then, doing what she's doing is stressful as shit, man. Pardon the language. I'm hoping that's okay. I'm sure it is. But
it is. It's uncensored.
Yeah, it's for now. But no, I mean, it is like getting your whole life story out. Y'all should have knew that wasn't going to be a 3 or 4 hour show. I mean, it took her over 40 years to write that life story. Right. So you can't even a synopsis. You should have expected a 10 or 12 hours of show, especially with all that you've been through. Jesus, you have similar life to me. We've both can say we've been through a bunch. But it is good to get it off your chest. I said it in the chat earlier. It feels good to get it off your chest. The only problem you have getting it off your chest, and maybe you weren't quite prepared for this, is that court of public opinion. It can be very, very brutal out here, especially on YouTube. I'm not sure about other platforms, but out here, it is extremely brutal and judgmental.
Yes.
So I do think the show was productive, though. No, don't be sorry, hon. It's okay. I understand. And with me, you do almost have to cut me off. I like to chit chat. But yeah, I think it was productive as far as from an emotional standpoint and from an anxiety standpoint, because you were able to get that out before it was discovered, before people started talking too much shit about, oh, look what she's hiding. Look what she's hiding. She's a liar. He doesn't know about this. I bet he doesn't know about that. So it did cut down on some of the public opinion. And I'm sure for you, it was relieving to finally tell someone that cared your story.
Absolutely, yes. Somebody that was willing to listen and cared and, just wanted to listen to me.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like you've had a whole lot of that in your life, and that sucks. It really does. I've been through a few ex-wives myself, and I do understand what it's like to be with someone that doesn't give a shit about what you think or what you feel. And it sucks.
It's not the best feeling, I could say.
It's a very lonely feeling, isn't it?
It is.
And I've always said there's nothing worse than being alone than being with someone that makes you feel alone.
Yes, I was just going to say that I could be surrounded by friends and family and still feel like nobody's in the room.
Yeah, and
just nobody's listening to me.
Right. Well, I promise you here, people listen. Unfortunately, there's a lot of bad people listening too. But there,
Yeah.
at least in here, you have a group of people that does care. They do listen. I'm sure Anna's made you aware, and I'm sure you guys have already been chatting. You're welcome to message either of us anytime, 24 hours a day. Either one of us is up, or we will get back immediately when we do. So, and I'm sure a lot of the other people in here, Gemma is another really amazing resource for an ear to listen to. She's a very good listener, and very sympathetic and empathetic as well. She's a very kind-hearted soul.
Yeah.
Yes, Gemma is an angel. She really is.
Now, if you want that raw strength, get a hold of Raven. If you want that girl power stuff, get a hold of Raven. She's your contact for that.
Yeah, and
Raven.
let me.
All right. Yeah, message her there. All righty, I'm taking notes.
Yeah, let's talk about that for a second. And I want to say this with love and respectfully because I know years ago when I first met Raven and many of these people, I was very trigger happy with the band hammer and things would trigger me and bother me, but I've toned it down a bit. And, I'll just mention this today. I'll go ahead and put it publicly because it is what it is. It's a lesson that can be learned. Earlier today, some of the ladies wanted to, I guess, do a live stream, and they wanted to bring my lady on there after what happened last night. And I told my lady, look, you know, you go do what you want to do, but I don't need to be a good idea because they're gonna get you on there. And no disrespect, Raven, you're still a mod, you're still part of the behind the scenes. We still love you, but you were trying to get my lady to come on there so you could ask her questions about what happened last night. And quite honestly, as part of my business, that's something that I should be talking with my lady here. Now, if you want to bring my lady on and talk about other things, no problem. This is the problem I have, J-Rom, is that, people try to steal your thunder out here on this platform. I'm not trying to criticize Raven, but, you know, my lady, after I mentioned that, she realized that and then basically decided not to go on. And then, Miss Raven had a little temper tantrum and, put live stream canceled in caps in the group. And it's like, come on, come on. No,
Well, I don't know what her intent was. I mean, I didn't ask. I figured it was just going to be the girls up there chit chatting. Being women, empowering one another, and I don't know what her intentions were.
Mhm.
Maybe you saw something I didn't see, but I
Mhm.
didn't see anything of that sort. I think the girls are all just listen, man. You know how it is. You get a group of women together. What do they want to do? They want to chat. They want to talk, and it gets obnoxious and it gets loud. And usually us men are just sitting there going, "Yeah, whatever," you know. But
Right.
let the women be women. They become, for I guess a lack of a better term, they become cackling frickin' hens. And I think the hens just wanted to cackle, but and I don't see where it would have been any issue. Maybe just kind of tell the old lady there, hey, look, if they want to ask questions about last night, just tell them you don't want to talk
Mhm.
about it. And,
But
and I think Raven would have respected that. She's a pretty respectful person.
sure.
Very, very, very dominant. Very, very. I wouldn't say feminist, but very kind of feminist leaning. And I don't. I think Ray, but she's respectful. I think she would have respected your old lady.
Yeah, but the funny thing, and I'm just putting this out there for shits and giggles so people can learn from it. I told my lady, okay, well, how about who's going to be on that panel? It's going to be Raven, my lady, Dusty's girl, and your lady Anna. And I'm like, okay, why can't Raven run that panel with everyone besides you? It's funny to me how when my lady decided to not do it, Raven cancels the stream when there were two other women that could have done a show with her. That to me, listen, I'm not trying to be a dick here or a jerk, but I'm a very intuitive guy and I'm just putting it out there. I'm not trying to be a jerk. I'm just saying that. Look, I'm
No,
not here to compete. Go ahead.
yeah, I want to speak on this. Not to interrupt you guys, just only because this panel chat was discussed a lot earlier this week before any of this, before the show happened.
Hmm.
And it was just going to be a panel of us just discussing things and just being women.
Hmm.
And yes, after last night's event, I'm sure it was going to come up in the discussion. Um, but that's where, you know, like Coach J. Ron was saying, then you could have helped me and coached me to just be like, well, we're not going to address that situation here on this panel right now. We're going to do this later. Um, last night was rough enough. Let's just be ladies and chit chat.
Yeah, and I think that I do see your lady being that kind of respectful to you. That the problem is the haters, trolls, and the wannabes. They're going to use last night to define your relationship, and I'm speaking to both of you, and I'm sure they are using that to somewhere, somehow, I'm sure they are using that to define your relationship. And this is not the relationship that we see behind the scenes. Again, I attributed last night to exhaustion, to stress, to anxiety, to Eli's used to being a solo act, and he's under a lot of stress, and then all the stuff he's been doing to help you out, and all the other and the streams he does, and going on my panel and his 2 streams, and I just attributed it to tired stress. And I think it was great. You shut it off. You guys talked it out, and then you came back on. You made your apologies for losing your shit, and that's what it was. And I don't think you two should dwell on it or worry about it. And Eli, honestly, man, at some point, if you're gonna have her out here, and introduce her to good women, especially YouTuber women, I do think that you need to back off and let her go chill a little bit and have some freedom, and chat it up, and enjoy herself. What better way for someone to get used to doing this kind of business than to let them go do it,
I agree.
With guidance, of course.
I agree. If I can jump in here for a second to respond to that. Give me just a second here.
Sure.
Huh.
Am I missing something in the chat? I can't see it.
No.
Oh, okay. Business stuff. Gotcha.
Yeah, no, I don't have a problem with her going out there and doing things. The thing is, right now, I'm trying to grow this business and get as many views as possible to further my reach and our reach. And so, with other people rebroadcasting me every now and then, I'll pay attention to that. But yeah, I'm sure people are still doing it.
Of course.
Going on other panels and sharing certain things that could have brought more value to my channel and giving it a little more of a push. See, that's what I'm trying to preserve.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not trying to negate that fact. What I'm saying is for her to go on a panel with a bunch of women and talk about, the weather and their favorite color and what kind of makeup they use, and all the girly stuff, and maybe some girls, man, whatever the fuck what tampons they use, I don't know, and I'm being silly about that, but I do believe girls actually talk about that shit.
No, we don't.
No, you don't. That's good, because that's a weird topic.
Not at this age anymore.
Gotcha. I was gonna say, because that's kind of a weird thing, but I don't see what that problem is. Of course, like I said, with guidance, you know what I mean? Like, she's a grown ass woman. She can do what she wants, like you say, but I think with guidance, she could have still got the experience without devaluing your channel.
Sure. No, I understand that. I totally understand that. And I do want her to go ahead.
No, I was going to say, and nobody held your hand when you came on YouTube. Nobody held my hand. You know what I mean? Like, we just come out here and threw ourselves to the wolves. So, both literally and figuratively. And we learned. And that was, in my opinion, and I think you'll agree, that's really the best way to learn, is to just jump feet first and fly.
No, I hear you. Ahead. I completely understand, where you're coming from regarding that. And I do want her to get out there and mix and mingle, even with other, ladies' channels. I want to penetrate that market as well. Well, not in that way, because you use the word penetrate. You gotta be careful about that, right? But
listen at you pervert.
Yeah. But yeah, I want to do it in a way. I'm trying to teach her to spend her time productively, not go on these panels and bullshit with bullshit drama and stuff. Make it a productive use of her time. Sure, you can have a little fun every now and then, but when you're running a business, I honestly feel that you got to make your time as productive as possible. Doesn't that make sense?
Yes, but but training is just as equally important. So I think instead of looking at this like she's wasting her time just bullshitting it up, I think if you looked at this from a business standpoint and said, okay, well, this is just her training to get her feet wet. You know, I mean, it's training to, you know, it's just training, man. Her going out and talking on other panels allows her to get that more relaxed feel, so she doesn't have to feel like it's all about value. Like she can just go out and kind of relax a little bit and chit chat with the girls, and that relaxes her, gets her used to being out there, having her voice heard, you know, on panels, being in, you know, not necessarily for now anyway in front of the camera, but eventually kind of gets her in, because it's nerve-wracking the first time, you know. And I think her being calm, collected, like this ain't no big fucking deal, like coming up on a panel is nothing, is much more valuable to you than having this uptight, scared, anxiety ridden woman on your stream. So I do think that that would be good value to you, better value than having her scared shitless all the time, you know what I mean, or having anxiety attacks, you know what I mean, because we know she has them, she's admitted she has them. So to be able to do it in a more relaxed atmosphere
Y'all
with
witnessed one.
beg your pardon, ma'am.
I said y'all witnessed one on YouTube.
Right. So I don't know, man. I think if you looked at it from a different perspective and looked at it from a business standpoint as training, I think it's more valuable to you. Please continue.
Yeah, no, I understand. I understand. You know, where, you know, you're coming from, Coach J. Ram. I'd like to hear a little bit more, you know, from my lady and what she wants to do, what she's open to doing. And I want to put this out publicly. We're gonna wrap this up in 13 minutes. It's 8:47, so we're gonna wrap this up in 13 minutes, babe. I just want to give you, you know, 2, 3, 4 minutes, whatever you need to just put it out there. What do you want to get out of this platform? What have you enjoyed so far? What would make it um, more amazing and special for you? Because, like, I think what you're trying to say, Jerome, is if you allow someone to just be themselves and flow around like a butterfly and just be them, that's when the real shit really starts to happen, right?
Oh, I was muted. Sorry. Yes. That's when the real magic begins to happen, man. Like
Right.
if she's always having anxiety attacks or scared shitless, like, and it's going to take time, and I think it would be better off done elsewhere than here for now. Like, I don't mean that to sound bad. What I'm saying is like you're very business focused and very business oriented, and I know whenever I'm in front of my manager, or well, I am the manager now, but when I was in the when I was actually an employee, when I was around my manager, I was much more uptight than when it was just me and the guys. So I don't feel like I paid as much attention to what I was doing as I was, what does he think about me right now? Am I performing to my manager's standards? Whereas if I was just with the guys, I didn't give a shit. You know what I mean? It was like, whatever. So if she was allowed to go up with, say, Anna on an Anna panel, and Anna and Raven and Gemma, they was all up there and they was talking, blah, blah, blah. She can get the flow down, the conversational flow down, and not be like, what's, am I screwing this up? Is Eli thinking I'm doing something wrong? Am I messing up his business potential? So in other words, the mistakes that can be made at a channel that maybe isn't a business channel. Like, you know what I mean? Am I coming across like the way I think I am, or am I coming across like an asshole?
No, in my opinion, you're coming across great. I'd like to hear, you know, what my lady thinks about this, and you know, share your thoughts about what more so you want to experience. So you have the floor, baby, and we got about 11 more
Thank
minutes or
you.
so. You're welcome.
Thank you. Um, I am in agreement with J Ram here that when when the girls and I discussed this, this was my way of going out on a panel with trusted people other than you. People that I knew were going to be there and help guide me and get me transitioned into this YouTube life so that I don't act the way I did last night. And I will be honest with you, babe. Sometimes we just need our girlfriends, and like, we're here in the house together, and it's just it was getting a little bit intense. And and so yeah, we all just need a little vent session. And really wasn't going to be about that. It was really just going to be kind of welcoming me and getting me used to, like, learning the ropes. And J Rom's right. It would be like constant, like, training under people that I can trust. They're not going to let anybody else on the panel that's going to come at me.
Well, I can honestly say that Raven and Anna, and especially Gemma, they're very selective about who they let on the panel, and by all means, you never know, and Eli does have a point. You never know when somebody you think is your friend out here may turn on you. I'm not saying Anna or Gemma or Raven. What I'm saying is one of her people might freak the fuck out, but she would cut them off quick. It
Yeah,
wouldn't be a leave them up, let them continuously go at you. It would be a you're out of here situation.
yeah,
You're not going to talk to my panel guests that way. We do try to run respectable panels, although I have had a guest or two on, and another one of my constituents wanted to come up. I let them come up, and they instantly went at another panel member. It does take a second to click a couple mouse clicks, so there was a few words that were gotten out, but yeah, and it does happen. It unfortunately is part of this thing. I don't
yeah.
want to say game, but I call it a thing.
Yeah. And that's the other thing that I want to say Eli was mentioning, is that with me learning, he's putting these delays on in case I do mess up.
Mm-hmm.
And and I know that Anna and I have joked, and I have, my name is Gertrude today, and she's going to have to remind me what my name is tomorrow. I don't know who I am. So, but, you know, he's worried about me saying something that they won't catch right away
Mm-hmm.
and it getting out there.
Well, and I both understand and disagree with that whole premise. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
especially if he plans on making you like a serious member of the business, because one of the things he does teach is don't come out here nameless and faceless, and eventually your name and face is going to be out. And I get why he's done it up to this point,
Yeah.
um, because he wanted to get all this out before they could look you up, before you absolutely said what it was,
Yeah.
and who you was. I get that, but once that's done, I at that point, I mean, it is what it is. And trust me, they're already coming at you, and they haven't even really started hard. And it's going to happen just because that's what people do. Now, I have a question. I hope Eli doesn't
Yeah.
mind me asking. And before you answer, let him tell me whether or not it's an acceptable question. Eli, I know the trolls. I know them like the back of my hand, and I do so because I was one of them. And
Mm-hmm.
again, I can't apologize more. False information is a mofo, man. So you say you showed her a lot of stuff from the past. Have you even went as far as to show her even some of the I don't dare say bad behavior. It sounds like you're a child. Um, the the not so nice Eli moments. Have you even?
Oh
I mean, I'm
yeah,
assuming you.
absolutely. And she actually found that stuff out on her own, and
Oh,
really, you know, didn't mention it to me until I mentioned. Actually, I mentioned things to her first. I told her there are a lot of things about me that these people have put out that's fake and crazy stuff. So I also had some moments. I did have some moments. So you come across this, let me know. I'll explain to you what happened. I took the proactive approach immediately from the very beginning, and we can ask you, babe. No, it's a very acceptable question, Coach J-Ron. Babe, when we first started, going out, I told you everything. What you're going to expect, right? Or what to expect, right?
Yeah, you were very forthward with, like, everything that was coming out, gonna be coming,
Forthcoming.
forthcoming with whatever was gonna be coming towards me getting
Yeah.
into this relationship. Um, And so, but what I didn't like, what I really didn't, wasn't prepared for was then when I would just go on to YouTube and I would just be streaming on my homepage. This is when I wasn't even subscribed to anybody but you. And I'd just be going on my homepage and here's all of these hate things on you.
They recommended her
And
everything, which is what she's saying, right, babe?
yeah,
Yeah, it's amazing, especially on Android phones. If I put a new phone number or a new name in my phone and they have YouTube or Facebook or Instagram, it actually recommends their content to me.
It's the metadata, right? It's
Yeah,
insane.
of course it is. Well, I only ask, man, because after last night's little tiff at the end, we are aware that the trolls are going to use that stuff, and I don't
oh
want
yeah,
them. I don't want them to be able to say, I bet he didn't show him this. I bet he didn't show her that. I bet he didn't show her his behavior or his not so positive behavior. And she's just in love with a psychopath or whatever, you know.
oh well, no,
Um,
I'm live right now, and I'll say he shared everything. If I found something, I would ask him, and he's like, oh yeah, I forgot about that stupid video. Like, oh yeah, I haven't seen that one in forever. And he would tell me exactly what that one was. He would actually laugh. We would watch it together, and he would laugh about it. So it wasn't a big deal at first. And it didn't really become a big deal until my friends started feeding into those and we're doing the background checks and now they're in my ear telling me, oh, he's this bad guy. Now I've got trolls from my friends coming at me and I've got YouTube trolls coming at me and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is crazy.
Oh, darling, you haven't seen nothing yet. it
No.
gets, it gets so much worse. Um,
Mhm.
and Eli has said it before, and I will absolutely 100% commit to agreeing to this. I don't care how tough you think you are. I don't care how much thick skin you've got. I don't care how much you've been through in life. You are not ready for this when you first come out here.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
This is a whole new level of hell. It's
Hmm.
fun. It's fun. And once you learn how to handle it, once you learn how to ignore it and don't worry about what them trolls are saying and don't care, don't what they want is a response. And once you figure that out, this can actually be a fun place to be.
Yes. Sometimes
Yeah.
it kind of feels like purgatory at times, but yes.
Well, I promise it does get better. As you get stronger, as you get more relaxed and you get stronger, this becomes so much easier. My first
Right.
panel I ever did wasn't even a panel, it was a call-in show with another YouTuber, a very hateful YouTuber. Um, and I my
Ugh.
yeah, my voice was shaky. I like going back and listening. I'm like, holy shit, I was actually kind of nervous. Like I wasn't scared because I don't really possess fear. I knew I couldn't die from going on this panel, but it's like I was nervous. And then the first panel or the first stream I ever did, oh my God, that was hell.
Yeah.
I had 3 panic attacks in the first 5 minutes. It
Yeah.
was
And I'm sorry. I want to ask you a quick question before he shuts this down. But, all of these trolls that have been saying, oh, her voice sounds like she's drunk or she can't speak or, all of this stuff. Now, do you think maybe a little bit of that, the last couple streams were due to my anxiety and my nerves and not
yeah, of
uh,
course.
really,
No,
like, do I sound better tonight in your opinion?
yeah, I have noticed from the very first time you spoke on air till tonight, especially since it's just the three of us and we're up here and we're just chitter chattering and chatting. And I don't think
Shooting
Eli
the
said a
shit.
damn thing about yeah, we've just been shooting the shit. Eli hasn't mentioned the chat lately, and that does help. Not mentioning the chat or reading the chat for the first few times kind of loosens it up, like you're just alone on the stage or you're up chit chatting with somebody. It becomes
Hmm.
conversation and not public, like you don't realize you're in public. but yeah, no, you sound much more smooth tonight, much easier going, much more relaxed, and that again, that will get better. The more you do this, the better. And for the trolls that say she sounds drunk, she sounds like this 24/7. Like this
Yeah,
is her voice. She's just got a
this is my
scratchy,
voice.
yeah, she's just got that scratchy voice, and there's nothing wrong with that. I
I
mean,
have that raspy voice. It can
yeah,
be really sexy at times, you know?
I'm not answering that. I'm not. Nope. Nope.
Nope,
Not
not
happening.
going there.
Nope.
Those are experiences that are going to be left in the archives.
Yep.
In the
Nope.
archive, yeah.
And buried in the back too.
Yeah.
Way back in the back. Under
in the
some
back
shit.
of the archive. Right. So how about we do final thoughts? Because I know it's 12:01 a.m. after midnight Eastern time. It's the next day. It's Sunday on the East Coast. It's 9:01 p.m. Pacific time here, and I want to try to keep it on track today. My lady and I haven't eaten yet. Maybe we're gonna probably end up going to Denny's, or I'll go pick something up. But let's give J-Rom his final thoughts, and then we'll get to you, babe, and then I'll kick you both off the StreamYard and wrap up the show.
Well, thank you very much for the respect. I appreciate that. Yeah, listen, I think you guys are great together. Behind the scenes, to everybody that we don't give a shit about is listening, just so you know, behind the scenes, they're not anything like last night. They are a very loving couple. There have been nothing but positive words between them, and even Anna said, "Wow, I don't know what happened last night. She talks so highly of him when it's just her and I talking. Like I don't understand what happened." And I'm like, "Yeah, every conversation I've had private with Eli has been nothing but positive things. I don't understand either." And which did provoke thought in the public chat as well. Just so everybody knows, we talked about it backstage too. And we weren't gentle by any means.
Nope. Sure were.
No, and I'm sorry, but going face value here before I heard from the two of you, it was ugly, and but no, I think you guys are great together. You guys actually do complement each other very well. This shit will get easier. I think you guys have potential to grow into something very, very good, something very positive. Don't let the numbers discourage you for the time being, man. Anything worth it isn't easy, and anything easy isn't worth it. To you, ma'am, I say hats off, because Eli is an asshole sometimes, and you got to be strong to put up with him. I call him a stubborn mule. He's stubborn as hell. He gets an idea in his head, and he is just on it. So I think you're in for a ride. No, I'm kidding. He is a stubborn mule, but you guys do complement each other very well. I'm very glad that after several years of trolling Eli, he was able to finally gain my respect. Not that he didn't before, but I'm glad I was finally able to see the value that he brings to the world, or tries to bring to the world anyway. The world doesn't seem to want to come to him yet, but and I'm glad we were able to let shit go. I do think you bring value to this world, man. You definitely have a place here. Despite the evil shit I've said before. And I think with her on your side, you've really secured your place. And I think the two of you are very strong people and will actually do some good things. So don't let this one go, dipshit. Get it right this time.
I'll do my best, man. I'll do my best.
Right this time.
I've been way more transparent at this point with her than any other woman I've dated. So, it's all out there.
Has this one actually met your mother?
Well, not yet, but she will very soon. And it will be, we'll talk more about that behind the scenes. Let's talk about that behind the scenes.
I only asked because of what the troll. Because I have technically met her by mistake.
Okay, well, let's. Okay, listen. I don't want to put this out here publicly at this point. We'll talk more about that behind.
Glance. I got you.
Yeah. So anyway, I want to wrap this show up here, folks. Babe, your final thoughts?
No, I believe this was a great show. I appreciate you having me and just letting us air this all out. And yeah, no, it was really great. Thank you, J. Rom, for all of your kind words and advice. We take them in, and everybody has opinions, and we'll take them and we'll use some, and we won't use all of them. You know what I'm saying? Um, but I do appreciate everything that you and Anna have done for Eli and I, and the support and just all the kind words, even the harsh, tough love. I
I,
appreciate.
I don't apologize for that. I do not apologize for the tough love. I'm just I'd rather hurt your feelings with the truth than make you smile with a lie, because lies eventually come
Yeah,
to light.
don't sugarcoat it.
No, I just
Yeah,
I don't have that in me.
yeah, yeah. Okay, we're at 9:06 Pacific, 12:06 a.m. Eastern. I want to thank you both for being here tonight. I'm going to go ahead and put you both backstage and wrap up the show. Looks like Mandy C's in
Thank
the
you all
house.
for being here.
Thank
Thank you,
you,
everybody
J-Rom,
who
and thank
was in the
you,
chat.
Babe. Appreciate you folks. All right, we're going to remove you from there. All right, another show in the books. I want to thank you all for being here tonight. Mandy C, real quick before we get out of here, I know you've been busy, you've been doing your own thing, and that's great. I did email you back, I believe, and I've also tried to send you a message on Facebook Messenger. If you want to check it out and connect with me there, we can chat about doing some collaborations together down the road. And Gemma, I really appreciate what you've been saying. Um, we go back, what is it, 4 years or so? I've known you about as long as I've known RJ Sandifer, and I've always had mad respect for you. And this has always been um, how I've wanted to run my channel and where I've wanted to, take it. Um, much love, Gertie. Okay. Gemma says, fantastic stream. Well done. Uh, let me see if there's anything else in the chat there. Um, this is all I've wanted for you to be like. I'm so very happy you have changed for the better. I'm not trying to be negative. Well, Gemma, here's the thing. I understand why you would phrase it that way. This is the person I've always been. I want to make it very clear. I've never really changed who I am. I got caught up with some people that knew the YouTube ropes better than I did and knew how to, um, manipulate people, love bomb people, and pin and pit us against other people, and trigger us intentionally while on a live stream panel, and then make endless content off of it. So that's what actually happened there. But as far as the person that I've always been, um, this is me. This is the real person I've always been. Last night on the stream, um, that was as real gets. My lady and I had a moment. It happened live on the air. And that happens at times in our relationship. That at times happens in any relationship, right? And like I said, she's getting used to these YouTube streets. She's, connected with you ladies behind the scenes, and she became emotionally attached. And she's been in progress of still learning the business aspect of things. And I think, I had explained it to her before, but I think that after going through what we both went through last night, I think that allowed her to more so open up her eyes and see where I was coming from regarding my channel being a business and not just a hobby, or not just here to help people for free. I help many people for free as much as possible, but my primary focus is on selling my coaching packages and creating great valuable content that people want to donate, and eventually I'm going to be selling merchandise. My focus is on building a brand. So that's where it's at. Let's see. I think we are good. All right, folks. I'm going to wrap things up here. Tomorrow, my lady and I are taking the day off. We're going to head out of town and do something fun for her birthday, which is on Monday. And who knows? Maybe her and I will do one more stream together before she heads back to her neck of the woods at some point on Monday. So with that being said, have yourselves a great night. I'll see you all next time. Take care. Bye-bye. And as always, be good to each other. We're out of here.